Hey y'all, this is Kim with Creative Escapades. If this is your first time here, welcome to my channel. If you've been here before, welcome back. I'm so excited that you joined me today, and I'm excited to show you what I'm going to be making. So sit back, relax, and I hope you enjoy the video. With this project, I am working on a 20-ounce modern curve tumbler, and I've already prepped it by sanding it and then cleaning it with Dawn dish soap and water, and then giving it a coat of white matte spray paint. And I've already mixed up my resin, and it is Fro Resin 1:1 ratio, and I mixed up 5 mils, and I'm applying it to the surface of the cup and just putting it on there, and then using my finger to spread it out. And then once I get the cup all the way coated all the way around in the bottom, I heat it up a little bit to make sure that it levels out all the way around the cup. And now I'm going to add my glitter, and I am using what is called glass slipper. It's very fine UV glitter, and it's holographic. It is a gorgeous glitter. It's one of my favorites. And I'm just going to sprinkle it onto the resin, and then I will tip off the excess and then move all the way around the cup. Oh, I forgot to tell you, this is from Glitter Designs by Two. I use a lot of their glitter, especially this glass slipper. It's so pretty. So I will leave the link to their page below in the description box. Look how sparkly that is. It's just gorgeous. Then I'm going to let this dry overnight, and then put my first layer of resin over the glitter, and it has dried or cured, and I'm ready now to add the first layer of resin over the glitter. And before I started to add the resin, I did take it and add a coat of clear matte sealing spray, and that was simply to make sure any of the glitter that was on top that might be loose would stay on the cup, and I wouldn't knock it off or wipe it off when I was putting on the layer of resin. So I'm going to heat this up, and that helps pop any bubbles and helps it to level out, and let it turn overnight. And then I'm ready for the fun part. This is where we're going to add our decal. The cup turned out so nice. And it's so sparkly and smooth. So I printed this water decal or Waterslide out, and then I sprayed it with 3 layers of matte clear sealer to seal in my colors. Because if you don't and you put it in that water, it's just, your colors are just going to disappear off of the water slide. I also, you'll note in just a minute, I cut into the sides of the water slide because it's so large, and because this is on a curve, it will help the water slide to go onto the cup easier, and I'll be able to get any air or water out from beneath the water slide. So you just toss it over into some water and let it set until it starts moving off the backer paper. And then you just put it where you want it on your cup, remove the backer paper, and then get it straightened out. Make sure it's straight and where you want it. And then you're going to start moving that water out from beneath the water slide, and this is where those little cuts on the side comes in. You actually could cut it all the way across if you wanted to. And if your decal will allow you to cut it without actually cutting your design. But this just helps you to be able to, you can lift the edge and work out any water or air beneath it. And then you can lay it back down onto the cup, and that way you have no places that has water or little air bubbles beneath the decal, because you don't want any place that resin could possibly get beneath the water slide, because it could lift it up off away from the tumbler, and then you got a wrinkled mess on your hands and it's dried in there. So we're going to now put a coat of resin over the water slide, and I did let this turn on the turner for an hour or two just to make sure that the water slide was secure and that there was no water or air left beneath there. And make sure you get the bottom of the cup and the top of the cup. And again, I'm using faux resin, and I have about 20 mils in that cup. Then I'm just going to heat it up to pop any bubbles and to allow the resin to level out. I let it turn overnight, and here it is. Isn't it adorable? So let's bake stuff, drink hot cocoa, and watch Christmas movies. So what I want to do now is I want to add the chocolate drips, like the hot cocoa chocolate drips. And I'm going to be using this resin art luster pigment called Golden Autumn, and it is from Color Art. I'll leave the link for that below as well. And it's a luscious brown. It's got a deep brown and just a tad of a reddish hint to it. And, or at least that's what I think. So I want to make it really dark. And then if it's not as dark a chocolate as I think it needs to be, I'm going to add just a little bit of black paint or brown paint, just to make sure that I have more of that rich chocolate look. But this stuff is gorgeous. I love these luster pigments. So I want to make it a little bit deeper color. So I'm going to add another little bit into this cup. And how you make these chocolate drips is you have to allow your resin to get almost to that curing point and then put it on your cup. Let's see, this is really, really pretty, but it does have that just a hint of a coppery color to it. So I am going to add just like 1 or 2 drops of black paint. And you see now it's darker. And then I'm just going to keep stirring it and let it get to that end point of work time, or pot time as it's called. And once it gets there, that's when I'll start working with it onto the cup. And this does take time. It took me 30 minutes to actually get the resin to the point that I wanted to work it onto the cup and then actually put it onto the cup. So that's a long time to sit and mess with resin, but I didn't want it running all the way down the cup, number one. And number two, once you get it on the cup itself, gravity is going to help some, but it is at that curing point. You can still always just blast it with a little bit of heat from your heat gun and it's going to cause it to move a little bit. And so what I'm doing is just going all the way around the cup, and I'm not going to let y'all sit here for 30 minutes and watch me do this. I'm going to speed up the video and then show you the results. But if it starts going down further than you want it to go, and I did not want it to go all the way to the bottom of the cup, you turn the cup back upside down and allow the resin to move back towards the top of the cup. And that's how you control your drips and where they actually go to, how far they go down. But the key magic thing is to get it to the end of its working time. So there is some stuff that you can buy that is actually resin thickener that makes this a lot easier, or faster, I guess is the word. But first of all, I didn't have any, and second of all, it just adds to the cost of the cup. So if I ever do decide to try that, I will definitely do a video on it and show you how it works. But this right here worked really well for me. It was a little stringy because that's the way resin gets when it's getting to its curing time. It's sticky, but you just work with it. And anything that goes on the edge of that lip of that cup, I can fix later after this is cured. But I was focusing on those drips. Okay, so I'm going to hit it with just a touch of heat. Let them start moving a little bit. Some of them have already moved down. Also, some of them I used a lot of resin, a big glob is all I can think of the word to use, so that the drip would go down a little bit further. And then some of it I used just a little bit so that the drip wasn't as long. And so now I'm turning the cup upside down. You can see the drips on the side. I can't turn it sideways because it'll make my drips go sideways. I don't want sideways drips. So just going to work with it for a little bit longer. These right here above the Waterslide, I don't want them to go down as far. So I'm trying to watch that and make sure that when I do turn the cup back upside down, that it doesn't drip off of the rim of the cup either. So, and it's really not, this part didn't take near as long to do as everything else did because of the resin being right close to that curing point. It was just this part right here after I had heated them up that I had to watch it a little bit and babysit it for a few minutes because I didn't want them to go too far down. And when I felt like the little plops at the end were getting too big, I heated it up just a little bit so that it would, when I turned the cup back upside down, that it would actually even out a little bit. Even though you do want that little dollop at the end so that it looks like a running drop, you don't want it a big bunch of it there because gravity could pull it down further than you want it to be. So I know this may be boring for you, but this to me was the fun part. And I'm actually working on one of them that had tried to split a little bit on the back side. So I was just working it with my stick and making it one drip instead of looking like it dripped, split, and dripped. You can see the drips there. And it is so cute. I was going to do this on a coffee mug, but I liked the size of the decal So I decided to put it on a big cup. Besides, you can drink a lot of coffee out of this cup. Or even if you want cold chocolate milk, you can put that in there too. And here it is, all finished. And it looks delicious. That chocolate dripping down. I'm a chocoholic. I am making a confession right here. So this really appeals to me. Trying to get in to show you the shimmer that's on the chocolate too. It's that golden autumn luster really shines through, and it just makes it look delicious. So I think it turned out so cute. And then the different links of the chocolate gives it a realistic look to it. So I think it looks great. I hope y'all have enjoyed this video, and if you have, please click like and share. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, you can do that now and ring that bell and make sure it's set to all, and you'll get notification when I upload future videos. The list of everything I used, all the supplies, will be in the description box below the video. All the links to my Etsy store and my social media pages is down there. So if you have time, go check that out. And I want to let you know all that stuff that you do helps my channel grow, and I so appreciate it. And if you have any comments or questions, leave those below. I love to hear your feedback, and I hope to see you in my next creative escapade. Bye bye for now.